Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's find a comfortable place. I'll guide you into a seated position, but if you'd rather be reclined, feel free to do so. Or if you are really not comfortable seated, feel free to recline. If you have any support underneath that you can place, do so. It would be helpful for a nice long spine. And come into a place of just connecting with the earth, with your sits bones. Finding your breath and allowing the breath to become more and more natural. And beginning to kind of maintain this elongation of spine. This long spine can help with an open heart. And the open heart can help with this idea of opening up to receive. And if your heart is contracted today and it's not wanting to open, then be gentle with it and invite softening around the tight places. Just be aware of your heart space and be aware of your long spine. And be aware of your sits bones in contact with the earth. Be aware of the integrity of this structure of the body. The stability within your base. In touch with the expansiveness of earth. The way the spine rises from the bottom all the way up and how it supports the head. The strength of that spine. Notice how the length of the spine also start to support the evenness and expansiveness of breath. Come into your Ujjayi breath with a subtle constriction in the back of the throat. As you breathe in and out through the nose, the sound of the ocean. Maintaining this Ujjayi breath throughout the practice can help you maintain a strong focus and have endurance. Invite your hands, place them on your belly. Right hand and then left hand on top of it. This is the center of your third chakra, the energy center of self-esteem, of your sense of honor, your sense of integrity. your sense of power, personal power, in conducting ourselves with honor in the world. And as you breathe in and out, just notice the rising and falling of the breath, of the belly, and the rising and falling of the breath. With the gentle hold of the belly. This is the place where we hold on to energy if we back out of our word to do something or our promise to ourselves to do something. And this is a place where we can hold on to energy if we back out of our discipline towards something that's important to us. And so let's get this area in balance as you breathe in and out. Allow for that space to release all that it's holding on to. Just come home to that sense of integrity to yourself. Take a deep in-breath and a breath out. Bringing the hands to heart space. We'll open the practice with the sound of Om. First, a cleansing breath. Inhale. Beautiful. Take your time to open your eyes. And if you're not yet in a seated position, you can bring yourself to a seated position. Reach your arms sideways and start to circle through those wrists. And then at the same time, open up through the palms as much as you can, spreading the fingers wide, crunching them in and out. Then switching the circular directions of the wrists. Take an in-breath as you release your left hand to the ground. Reach the right arm all the way up. On the out-breath, find a side bend to the left. Do that 2 more times. In and out. Come back to the center and take it to the other side. Left arm reaches, breath in and out. Come back to the center, make your way to your table pose. Stacking the joints, arch and curl the spine a few times. Becoming particularly aware of the belly center. And invite this movement around the solar plexus, your third chakra. Envisioning that you are releasing any stuck energy that's been held there throughout the years. And then start to kind of feel out the different places around your spine, maybe finding some pelvic bowl circular motions, or separating your knees a little wider and drawing yourself back and forth from a child pose and forward, opening through the chest with the in-breath, feeling the stretch in the belly and the opening in the heart, and on the out-breath pressing back. Maybe adding on some rocking of the hips side to side or some rotational motions. At some point, hold yourself over your wrists, let the hips drop, find an opening in the heart to your degree, breath in. And on the breath out, press back into a child pose. As you surrender your weight to the ground and establish contact with the earth once again, find the relationship between the sense of surrender to the earth and the ability and the openness to receive. And the challenge within that third chakra, that energy center, is to find that intuitive sense of right action without being hard on ourselves, combined with a sense of compassion and an openness to guidance, an intuitive guidance that is different from the logical thinking mind. It's a gut guidance. Come back to your table pose and let the left elbow release down, and we're just going to take a couple of elongation of the right leg, circling of the right ankle, bending and extending. Maybe a couple of circular motions around that hip area. And then take it to the other side. Nice and quick and simple. And then return back and make your way to a downward facing dog. And let the length of the spine be felt while you are being very patient with your legs, pedaling them and giving them some time to loosen up. Finding that Ujjayi breath again, deep in breath and out breath. And then shift forward again into a plank pose. I'm going to teach you the first version of the Chataranga Dandasana. You will release the knees with the in-breath, nice long spine. On the out-breath, lower down halfway. And then all the way, activating the shoelace sides of the feet, opening through the heart for baby cobra, breath in. On the breath out, you'll press yourself back up to your downward facing dog. Now this is something you can take throughout the entire practice, no need to go anywhere else. But if you'd rather keep your knees off the ground, it looks like this. Do it with me. Inhale, shift forward. On the exhale, keeping the knees lifted, engaging the legs, drawing the chest a bit more forward, and then lowering down halfway, body parallel to the ground. On the in-breath now, an opening in the heart for an upward-facing dog. Back to your downward-facing dog. You can take that, or you can combine different transitional flows with one or the other. Or you can skip it all together by going straight to your downward dog if it becomes too much on your wrists and shoulders. Bend the knees a lot, press the hips back, look forward, inhale. On the exhale, walk forward into a forward fold. Relax your shoulders, let the arms be heavy, let the torso be heavy. And also find that subtle or bigger bend in the knees to protect your lower back. Notice the grounding that this pose helps with. This forward folding is very grounding. And slowly roll up, activating the feet into the ground firmly as you rise. Find your Tadasana and imagine that you are a glass of water full of sand, and invite energy or sand to kind of descend down to the ground. Letting the body clear, like the water clears out. And once you feel that sand fully dissipated to the bottom of your feet, take a breath in and reach the arms overhead. On the breath out, bow, hinge from the hips into a forward fold. Inhale, a halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms and step back to your plank pose. Either holding plank or taking your Chataranga Dandasana version that I showed you before, lowering down halfway or all the way, opening up into upward dog or baby cobra, back to your downward facing dog. Those of you who held plank can go directly to downward dog. Deep breath in and a breath out. Become aware of your belly area and soften and release. With the next in-breath, reach your right leg to the sky. On the out-breath, bring the knee to the chest, curl it. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale back. Exhale forth. 2 more. Last time. And as you step forward finally, come into your warrior 1. Dialing the back heel down. Open up with a deep breath in. On the breath out, find your way into warrior 2. Stabilize your warrior 2 with an in-breath. On the out-breath, reverse your warrior. Inhale, come back to the center. On the exhale, cartwheel the hands down and step back either to your downward dog or take your vinyasa all the way through. And slowly the left leg rises to the sky. On the exhale, knee to the chest. 3 more times. Last one. Step it forward. Dial the back heel, open it up, warrior one. On the exhale, warrior two. Breathe it in here. On the out breath, reverse your warrior. Come back to the center and make your way back either to your downward dog or vinyasa through. Inhale, the right leg rises to the sky. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, walk the back foot forward into a forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, step back, either to your downward dog or vinyasa through. Inhaling, the right leg rises to the sky. Exhale, knee to the chest curl. Step forward to your right thumb. Dial the back heel down. Open it up to your warrior one. Take the arms sideways. Make fists circle your wrists. Then find goalpost arms. Drawing your chest a little bit more forward to open up through the heart. Breath in. On the breath out, find this tiny little curl, bringing those elbows and forearms towards one another. Look to the belly. Inhale, open back up. And exhale. Two more. Find that ujjayi breath. Let it support you. Nice. Open it up, warrior one. On the out breath, warrior two. Expand the arms apart. And let's reverse the warrior while extending that front leg so that it's a reverse triangle. Breath in. On the breath out, take another side bend into a side angle. And do it again 3 more times. The next time you inhale, reverse it and hold. Feel the expansion. Relax your left shoulder. Activate your feet. And then come into a side angle and hold. Let that forearm be active against the thigh. Let the activity of the feet resonate inside your legs, inside your core. And breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Come back and reverse it with the in-breath. On the out-breath, find your way back into a 3-legged dog. That front leg extends up and back. Maybe you dial the hip open as you activate both arms firmly into the earth. Equal weight in both shoulders. Take your time to re-square the hips. Breath in. On the breath out, shift forward and lower down all the way to the earth. The knees can drop first and you can drop the chest. Activate the shoelace sides of the feet, including the pinky toes. And lift your chest nice and open, expanding those arms apart. Squeeze the shoulder blades muscles towards one another. Feel the strength of the legs. Pull the navel in and up. Engage your pelvic floor muscles. For 3, 2, 1. Reverse push-up, back up, curl the toes under, engage the legs, come on up, and back to downward dog. Deep breath in, and out. The left leg rises up with the in-breath. The out-breath, knee comes to the chest, curl, step it forward for your warrior 1. Reaching up with the in-breath. The out-breath, goalpost arms. Taking it in as you draw the sternum forward and up. On the out, the reverse motion of curling. 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, warrior 2. And as you arrive, find a place where your shoulders are relaxed so that your arms feel like they're floating versus you having to force them to be up. And then start to take the back and forth motion of reversing with an extended leg and it coming into a side angle. And make it unique to your own body, the arm variations that you like to take. Let this sense of purpose and discipline be felt throughout your core, throughout your legs. And the sense of gentleness and care to be felt around your jaw muscles and your shoulders, holding that reverse triangle, breathing it in, elongating a little more, and then coming into your side angle and holding there too. And now here, find that place in the middle where you're activating and engaging, but not forcefully, rather gently. It's like a gentle hold of the muscles towards the bones, but maintaining the relaxation in the nervous system so that you're not tensing yourself up, losing the benefit of this practice. 1 more breath. On the out, come back to center. Reverse it with the in-breath. And out, coming back down into a 3-legged dog on the other side. Inhale as you square the hips. Exhale as you shift forward into a plank pose. Hold your plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down onto your forearms. Stabilize for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips all the way. Open the chest. Firm up the legs like we did before. Open your heart like we did before. And add on the lifting of the legs as you squeeze your legs and your glutes muscles. For 3, 2, And 1. And reverse push-up if you like it. Pressing up to plank. And back to your downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And let it go. Let's take the whole motion one more time, kind of nice and fast flow. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest. Step forward, warrior 1. Open your heart. Feel the pose in your body. And to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse it with a nice long leg. Exhale, a side angle lunge. Inhale, reverse it again. And exhale, make your way into a 3-legged dog. Inhale, square the hips and shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down for baby cobra. Hold it strong. Breath in. On the breath out, reverse push up to downward dog. Inhale, left leg rises up. Exhale, knee to chest, step it forward, warrior 1. Rise, open. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse it. Exhale, a side angle. Inhale, reverse it again. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down. 3-legged dog. Inhale, square the hips. Exhale, shift forward. Inhale, lower all the way down to the ground for locust pose. Open the heart, stabilize the legs, then lift the legs. Release, reverse push-up. And downward facing dog. 3 breaths here or a child pose. We'll meet at the front of the mat, bend the knees a lot, press your hips back, look forward, inhale. On the exhale, walk or float forward into a forward fold. Grab a hold of the big toes with the first 2 fingers and draping the toes back down. Maintain a suction cupping in those feet as you draw the elbows to the sides, relaxing the shoulders into a forward fold. Engage the pelvic floor muscles. See what that does for the support of the lower back. Engage the navel in and up for Uddiyana Bandha. See how that does, how that adds to the forward fold. And as you release the hands, bend the knees, press into the feet, and rise all the way up. In breath. And out breath. Good job. Take some moments to have that sand settle back down to the bottom of the glass of water. Micro bend in the knees and start to feel the energy just descend down to the ground. Take any motions or variations of movement to loosen yourself up. Connect yourself to the earth. Let's flow one more time. 2 arms reach overhead, breath in. This time, before we go anywhere, come into a chair pose and see if you can find that place where your actual tailbone is not arched back or tucked under too much, but in the middle. Relax the shoulders as much as they're willing. And notice your knees if they're going inwards like this. See if you can activate them out, recruiting those glutes muscles a little more. Good. Let's take a few flowy motions. As you rise, inhale. As you exhale, sink back down, drawing the arms back. When you rise again, you have the option to rise onto your tippy toes. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. Notice how when you rise, you have to do it really mindfully, or you can't rise onto your tippy toes. Well, you can, but you'll fall. 2 more. Last one, hold, nice and slow. Navel pulls in and up, shoulders relax. And out. Stay in your chair pose, palms come to heart space, breath in. On the breath out, forward fold. In for a half lift. Out, step back, one leg at a time, either to downward dog or vinyasa through. Deep in breath, long out breath. Right leg rises to the sky in breath. On the out breath, knee comes to the chest, curl it. Step it forward for your crescent. Rise up. Keep that back knee bent. And find that tucked pelvis under so that you have a neutral spine. Reach the left arm up and place your right hand onto your thigh. And breathe in and breathe out. Notice the effort held in that left arm and see if you can find where the arm is lifted, but you're not efforting as much. Your body knows that. Then take your time to hinge forward and twist to the right. I like to take my wrist up and over the thigh and twist from the mid-back. And then eventually expand my right arm if it feels okay on my shoulder. You can take any other variation for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Return to the center with the in-breath. On the out-breath, hinge forward to come into airplane pose. If balance is an issue, we keep that back toe on the ground. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the left knee up towards the chest in balance. And cross the foot up and over. To remain in balance for another 4 breaths. Maybe you choose to draw the hips back. Coming back to the center with the inhale. We will mindfully land back into a crescent lunge. Good. Dial the back heel down and face the side. Then come into warrior 2 with the left leg. Yes, the left leg. That way. Facing the back of the room. Feel that out. And then come into your triangle on that side. So really hinge forward, then expand the leg and open it up. for a triangle pose. Relax your shoulders a lot and notice again the places that you're efforting too much in. And see if you can find that place of compassion for the body while still challenging it honorably with integrity. Where you're not going to hurt your body, but rather care for it. We're going to come into a warrior two again. Reverse it with the in-breath. And on the out-breath, come back to the center, facing the side of the room again, that wide-legged stance. Then come into warrior one facing me, warrior two facing me again. And taking your way, cartwheeling your hands down to find a runner lunge. You'll toe heel your right foot to the right a little bit. And either decide to drop the back knee or not before twisting again to the right. This time your hand is on the ground or a block, and you're fighting that deep twist from the mid-back. For 3, 2, and 1. As you release the hand, step back, curling the back toes under into a 3-legged dog, and this time potentially flipping your dog if it's available for your body and it feels good. Positioning the feet hip distance apart before lifting the hips, stacking your left shoulder on top of your left wrist. Coming back to the center. As you inhale in your downward facing dog and exhale to press forward into a plank. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you have the core strength to transition through your vinyasa back to downward dog, do it. Otherwise, return to your downward facing dog right away from your plank. For 3, 2, and 1. Left leg rises up. Inhale. On the exhale, knee comes to the chest. Step forward for your crescent. Rising up for your crescent, allowing that neutral pelvis to take place. Taking your time to reach the right arm up towards the sky, left hand on the thigh. Relaxed effort in the shoulders. Take care of your nervous system. Are you overactivated? Are you tensing? See if you can relax. Yeah, there you go. Now, take your twist once again. Planting, positioning the arm where it's supposed to go and twisting from the right places without over-engaging those shoulders. For 3, 2, and 1. Return to the center. Feel that strong hover. And we're transitioning from here into airplane pose. You take it nice and slow, finding your ground in the balance, maybe keeping your back toe on the ground, or lifting the leg. Can you find that place in the middle here too? A certain wisdom in the effort. An efficiency of engagement of the muscles. Come on back up into balance and cross. Step by step, cross the ankle. Toes to shin, flexing ankle. And maybe bowing again, drawing the hips back. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise back up. And nice and slowly land back in a crescent. Opening up to warrior 2 on the other side. Breathe it in. On the breath out, face the side. And come into warrior 2, facing the back of the room for you. Bending that right knee, coming into it. Expanding it. Solidifying it. Transitioning into triangle pose on that side. Where is that Ujjayi breath? Where is the place in the middle? Where is the thriving in the pose? Come back to the center. Reverse it in breath. Out breath to the middle. Changing it back to face me for warrior 2. And cartwheeling the hands down. To step back in your 3-legged dog, maybe flipping it on this side. Don't rush into it. Coming back to the center, downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, shift forward for plank. Coming down onto your forearms as you inhale and exhale. Tucking the tailbone under, draw the chest more forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down onto your hips. Take your left forearm forward, put your head on it, and bend your right knee for a quad stretch. Draw the knee back enough and hug in towards the center, tucking the tailbone under. Grab a hold of the ankle with the right hand if you can. Flex the foot and lift the chest, pressing the foot back, engaging the glutes, engaging the left leg. Maybe tenting your left fingers on the ground for 3, 2, 1, and to the other side. First, starting with the quad stretch. Then flexing the ankle, toes to shin, as you lift the chest and press the foot back. Maybe extending your right arm forward. For 3, 2, and 1. Release, reverse push-up. 2 downward facing dog. Breath in. Let it go. Bend the knees a lot, press the hips back, look forward, inhale. Exhale, walk or float, forward fold. Rise up, in breath. Out breath, palms to heart space. Let's take that same position that we did on our bellies in a dancer pose. I'm also going to add on a couple of things to it, so remain attentive to the cues. And shift your weight into your right leg to come into a quad stretch. Now let's say that balance is an issue for you. If it is, just keep working on balance by lifting and lowering that foot. This is your work today. Otherwise, grab a hold of your ankle, either from the inside or the outside. I like to alternate between the two to see what feels best. Extending the right arm up with the in-breath. On the out-breath, pressing back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to land in a crescent lunge. Release and land. Bend the back knee, position your feet hip distance. Take your time to position your feet hip distance. Then take 5 dips, inhaling as you open the arms, exhaling as you reach the arms up. In and out. 3, 2, and 1. Dial the back heel down and come into your goddess pose. Heels in, toes out. Tailbone long to the ground. Hands can relax on the thighs. Navel pulls in and up. Pelvic floor engages. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up and return to your warrior 2. Reverse it with a nice long leg breath in. On the breath out, cartwheel down to your down dog. If you want a vinyasa in between, take it. Let's bend the knees, press the hips back, inhale. On the exhale, walk or float into a forward fold. Rise all the way up with the in-breath. Out breath, palms to heart space. Let that sand settle all the way down to the glass of water. Clear it out. Come home to that stability of the ground. And let's do it on the other side. Dancer, shift your weight into your left leg. Bend your right knee. Quad stretch. Tuck the tailbone under. Reach the left arm up. Stay here or transition forward and press back into dancer. For 5, 4, 3, 2, coming into your runner or crescent lunge. Position your feet nicely apart. Find that strong, neutral spine. Open the arms. Inhale up. On the exhale, down. Changing it up a little bit. In and down as we come down. In and out. 2 more. Last one. Inhale. On the exhale, warrior 2. And from here, come into a wide-legged stance, facing the mirrors. And come into a wide-legged forward fold. Before you do that, sorry. Before you do that, let's come into a bit of a heart and throat opening here. Bring your hands to your heart space. Engage your butt and press the hips forward as much as you can. And draw the sternum upwards. Keep your throat open, but without yanking your neck. Your chin is still going down towards your chest. One more in-breath. On the out-breath, come back to neutral. And bow forward, forward fold. Let everything relax here. Let your neck relax and shoulders. And take any variations here that feel really good on your body, including placing a block under your head potentially to ground. For 3, and 2, and 1. Rise up with the in-breath. On the out, walk your hands forward to come into a runner lunge. And step back into your downward dog or take your vinyasa through. Deep breath in and a long breath out. One more time. And release your knees to the ground. Cross your feet. Sit down and extend your legs to the sides of the mat. And use the activity in that left hip internally rotating the entire leg towards the left, to the right rather. Turn and twist like you're grabbing something from the back of your car. Come back to the center and turn again. Now remember this movement the next time you're actually going to take something from the back of your car, so that there is muscle memory and you're not yanking anything or hurting anything. I find that injuries happen when we least expect them, doing like the silliest things. And by having a yoga practice, which includes functional movement, it can actually prep your body for these moments. Good. Come back to the center. Find your Baddha Konasana as the soles of the feet come together. for a hip opener. Maybe you decide you want to just open your heart here and stay here. Maybe you decide you want to walk your feet a little more forward to bow into a forward fold with a block supporting your head. Bring your awareness back to your belly, soften it, and let whatever you're holding on to in your belly release down to the ground. Soften the pelvic floor muscles, soften your roots and your inner thighs and your buttocks muscles, and just soften all around your heart and your arms, your legs, down to the ground. Deepen breath and out. Taking your time to rise up from the pose. Turn your right leg back so that your left sole of the foot is going to the inner right thigh. We're going to reach the right arm back and take that same twist that we did, lifting that hip up and over as you twist. Some of us might like pressing into the left hand, making it a little closer towards the hips and lifting your hips all the way up. Back to the center. Release. Open with the in-breath. And do it again. Maybe lifting up, maybe not. Let's do it 2 more times. Maybe finding some circular motions throughout that upper arm. And one last time. Good. Now we're going to take that same leg, get the left thigh to align with the left edge of the mat by moving the knee to face forward. You're either going to stay here in your prone pigeon and hinge forward potentially over your thigh, and this could be lovely for so many of us, or you're going to come into your regular prone pigeon with the back leg extended, readjusting the placement of that left foot a little bit, depending on what feels right on your knee, and letting those hips face down if you're going into the elongated leg version. Otherwise, with the bent knees version, let yourself collapse onto that left hip, that's okay, and then either bow forward or not, depending on how it feels on your hip. How does that feel, Patrick? Awesome. Now the next time that you find yourself challenged by a situation or a person in your life, your attention can maybe come back to your body. to sense where the intensity and the tension is in the body. And maybe you can find it in your belly or in your hips or in your chest. Maybe you can breathe through it and work with that challenge in your body. Coming out of your head and the potential judgments and stories and care for yourself. Three more breaths. As you slowly rise back out of the pose, wrap the back leg through. Extend both legs and shake them up a little. Then come on to the other side. And start to make this motion. We'll take 5 of these, in and out. Maybe eventually starting to place the right arm under the right shoulder and lift yourself a little higher, adjusting your body accordingly. Last time. Start to adjust the body to come into that pigeon, like we did before. And give yourself the option to remain upright. That can feel really yummy for some of us, to never actually go all the way down. And explore different ways of doing the posture each time versus getting set in our ways that might not really serve each time, depending on what the body's up to. And the beauty of this practice is to try to come into it as if for the first time each time. Replicating life. Each day is a new day. Three more breaths. And slow rise out of the pose. As you wrap the back leg around, if you're on your back, you can stay there. And coming onto your backs. As you Turn your head to the front and legs to the back, and position yourself on your back. Pull your knees towards your chest for a little squeeze, and take any motions with those knees that feel good before turning into a reclining twist to the left. Dropping those legs, shifting the hips up and back a little. And potentially elongating that front leg or that top leg. As you rest your full upper back on the ground. Finding your belly space. Softening the belly. Finding your sense of boundary and demanding that the boundaries be respected. Coming back to the center, inhale. And taking it into the other side of the twist. Exhale. Our physical space, our emotional state, are our own, our birthright. And to claim that right teaches people around us how they can treat us. And we can do it with kindness and gentleness. And as you slowly return to your backs, let your body take on the space that it needs. Claiming your physical space and boundary. Begin to imagine with your mind's eye an entire sphere, a circle, maybe 3 to 5 feet around your body. Drawing that circle around you with your mind's eye. And let your physical body feel the safety of that space. That boundary that you've established. Come back to that place in the belly Soften it. And let all the release that happens from the body expand into that space. Expanding your awareness, expanding past the skin layer. Softening and melting into a spaciousness. That is supported by the ground and by your personal boundary. And commit to the idea that nothing but love can cross that boundary, coming in or going out. Our emotional state is our own to work through. It is not to be dumped on other people, and vice versa. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Take a deep breath in and let it go. And start to slowly move around. And let the body slowly turn onto your right side or your left side. Rising up into a seated position facing me. Taking the hands, either placing them in a prayer pose at the heart or joint on top of one another at the chest. Honoring ourselves, honoring our connection to this Earth Mother, to this planet, our interbeing with one another. Recognizing this interconnection with all of life. Our inability to survive without the rest of creation. Bowing to that. And closing the practice together with one sound of Om a cleansing breath. Inhale. I thank you for allowing me to teach you today, and namaste. Have a great day, everybody.